Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Trustees meeting of the Long Beach Community College District for October 22nd, 2013. I'd like to call the meeting now to order. If everyone could please stand, we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask the student trustee to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Andrea?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Madam Secretary, could you please call the roll of the Board of Trustees?
President Kellogg.
Here.
Vice President Clark.
Here.
Member Bowen.
Here.
Member Otto.
Here.
Member Uranga will be late. And Student Trustee Donato.
Here.
Thank you very much. The first item of business before us is the approval of the minutes for the meeting of September 24, 2013. Are there any corrections, additions to that? There's a motion by Trustee Otto, second by Trustee Clark. If there are no other additions, all those in favor of approval of those minutes, please indicate by saying aye. 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 Opposed? That motion carries. Introductions. President Oakley.
Board President Kellogg, we have to do the public hearing before we get to the introductions.
I have it here, right there. And this is request for waiver of Educational Code Section 81360, in parentheses, Los Coyotes site. Pursuant to California Educational Code, the governing body of the Long Beach Community College District shall hold a public hearing to consider requesting a waiver of Educational Code Section 81360 from the Board of Governors regarding the possible lease of property located at 3340 Los Coyotes Diagonal, Long Beach, California, 90808. This is the time set aside for the public to express its views on the request for the waiver of Educational Code Section 81360. Is there anyone that wishes to address this item this time?
I just have a quick question.
Trustee Otto.
That is, so if we waive this provision of the Education Code, does that allow us to negotiate with people that might be interested in leasing this property? How does it work?
Yes, so what we're requesting of the board tonight is for the board to actually send a request to the Board of Governors of the California Community Colleges to allow us to waive Education Code 81360, which would then give us the permission to negotiate directly with any vendors on potential ground leases of the property that we surplused, or that the board surplused back in April of 2013.
Mm-hmm. And so what that means is, with regard to the Los Coyotes property, that we're not limited to an up and down or up or down discussion. We can actually, the district does negotiating. How does it work?
Correct. It would be an open negotiation that the district would have the leeway to seek out potential vendors and get the best deal possible for the district.
Okay.
And this item will be addressed by the board on item 12.8, where we actually have to do an action item. This is just the public hearing portion of it. I see no one, though, wishing to address the board at this time on this item, so I'll declare that the public hearing is now closed. At this point in time now, President Oakley, introductions.
Yes, thank you, Board President Kellogg. We have a few introductions we'd like to make. First, let me begin by asking Dean Kanisha Tarrant to come on up. We have a group of students from the University of Southern California here. Please keep down the booze, UCLA fans, for now, but I'd like her to introduce them.
Thank you, Board President and President Oakley, for this opportunity. I have the distinct pleasure of working at the University of Southern California and teaching a class on the community college, and we have some of the students here this evening who have been learning all about the community college structure, both nationally and specifically in California. So I'd like for them to just stand and be recognized as they're here tonight to observe our Board of Trustees meeting. So thank you for that opportunity.
All right, thank you and welcome. You picked a good meeting to come to. Okay, the next introduction is, as the board is aware, a couple times a year, we introduce our Viking News advisor, Mr. Pat McKean, to recognize many of our student journalists who've done a fantastic job throughout the year, and it's that time again, so it's with great pleasure that I introduce Pat McKean to talk about our Viking News staff.
Thank you. It's good to be among fellow Trojans, but I'm a UCLA dad too, so I can understand both sides of the house this time. Thank you, students, trustees, administrators, faculty, staff, alumni, and the community. I am pleased to present to you the 16 award winners from the recent Journalism Association of Community Colleges Southern Section Conference. In an effort to save everyone's valuable time, may I please ask the audience to hold its applause until we have completed our entire report tonight. City Magazine, a collaborative effort from the photo, art, and journalism programs and the art and photo and English departments, won general excellence. The magazine was led by Editor-in-Chief Tonya Ciancanelli and advised by Morgan Barnard, Jeff Smeding, and Cindy Fry. The Online Viking, led by Editor-in-Chief, or Editor Ariel Alcaraz, and advised by Edgar Aguilar, Chris Viola, and me, also gained general excellence. Student Pierre Brehier of the art program won 3rd and 4th place for 2 illustrations in the magazine. Jesus Hernandez gained 3rd place for Bring In Advertisement and 4th for infographic. Photographer D.A. Phillips won 4th place for feature photo and honorable mention for sports action photo. Leonard Kelly won 2 honorable mentions for news photo and bring in photo. Madison Salter earned honorable mentions for broadcast news writing and opinion writing. Bacher Alduheim took 1st place for bring in photo. Kristen Graft won 2nd place for sports feature photo. Katie Cortez took 3rd place for critical review. And Caleb Ellis earned honorable mention for feature photo. For at least 35 years, the art, photo, and journalism programs have routinely won at least 25 awards annually in state and regional competition, bringing positive recognition to our college. Also, we have our Journalism 20 beginning news writing students here tonight learning how to cover government meetings. We're also very proud of our overall journalism program accomplishments that span the entire 86 years of Long Beach City College. Beginning as the Wilson High loudspeaker in 1927, the Viking has continually educated students to become outstanding journalists and leaders in the community in a variety of fields. From Del Walker in the 1920s to today's students in the room tonight, our program also has produced Tim Grobady of the Long Beach Press-Telegram, who is an author and member of the college's Hall of Fame. Also Leo Hetzel, another Press-Telegram employee for many years and a member of our Hall of Fame. Others include Ann Roberts and Sherry Zampelli, have written books. Many of our students have earned the Viking Award, and our transfer list includes nearly every Cal State and University of California campus, as well as prestigious universities throughout the country, including a student currently earning her master's at the Columbia School of Journalism in New York. Our LBCC family has welcomed back dozens of Viking and City Magazine alumni as colleagues, including distinguished professors Craig Hendricks and Phil Schrottman. Recently retired photo advisor Jim Truitt earned outstanding colleague honors. Students like Amber Bobadilla have begun successful businesses, and Susan Schill earned part of the Pulitzer Prize at the Los Angeles Times. We're pleased to welcome back 2 of our legends, retired photography teacher Mike Jacobs, who was the photo advisor of City Magazine, and English and journalism teacher Nancy Redmond, who helped start the magazine. Our chair of our advisory committee is Susan Denley, the associate features editor of the Los Angeles Times. Our innovation teaching included the historical 3D edition last spring and continues now with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and for this homecoming on November 16th, live coverage by a large team of students is planned. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the microphone Rich Archbold, the public editor of the Press-Telegram, who will share some brief comments about other successful alumni.
It all depends on how you define brief. He told me I had 1 minute. I can't say my name in 1 minute. Then he said, you can have 2 minutes. Well, so I will try to make this brief. And before I start, Jeff, I want to say, I know I owe you a lunch, okay? And we'll get together one of these times.
You have 20 seconds left.
Are you running for something?
My life.
Anyway, it's a pleasure to be here. We've had such a great relationship with the Viking over the years, and Tim Grobeatty, most of you know Tim Grobeatty. Beverly O'Neill still talks affectionately about Tim when he had the long hair and was a pain in her you-know-where, and he continues to be that, but he's also in your Hall of Fame, so you take the credit or blame for him. We have had more than 50 people from Long Beach City College working as reporters, photographers, designers, editors at the Press-Telegram in the last 20 or 30 years. And some of these names, I mean, they're just terrific people. Some of them are old. You may not know some of them. Doug, you might. Tom, you probably would know. Lee Craig was city editor. People like Don Borst. Some of the stars, if you will, have been Carolyn Ruskevich. Carolyn Ruskevich was longtime lifestyle editor, city editor, then managing editor, and she met her husband, Joe Ruskevich, who became known as Joe Roos and is a legend in his own right with the Road and Track magazine and a terrific auto race driver. Leo Hetzel is in the City College Hall of Fame. The list goes on and on. Mark Nero is here. I just see Mark is somewhere here in the audience, and he worked for us too. People like Steve Irvine, Tracy Manzer was 18 years as our police reporter, now works for, doesn't work for Ellen Lowenthal, is with her husband Keith, who works for Ellen Lowenthal in Washington. And so it's been a great place for us to find young talent, and after listening to Pat talk about the current crop, obviously I'm interested in hiring 1, 2 or so of, I think they're in the audience, and that's terrific. The other thing I'd like to do is Pat McKean on the back. I mean, most of this would not happen without Pat calling me up, calling up Larry Allison, calling up other editors at the paper saying, hey, I got this kid, he's really good, can the Press-Telegram use him? And he's just a treasure for you guys, and I want to publicly thank him too. And so with that, I want to congratulate the Viking staff. They've done a terrific job, and they've really helped the Press-Telegram, and I want to thank all you members of the board for all the work you do, and look for yourself in the pages of the Press-Telegram as we move along. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rich.
Thank you, Rich. Appreciate it. And thank you so much for the support of our administration, our faculty, our staff, the Board of Trustees for the continued support for our program. As I close at this time, part-time faculty members Chris Viola, Javier Mendoza, Cindy Fry, and Kevin Sullivan are going to make a handout distribution of some of the accomplishments in a written form. Appreciate their help. Thank you for, again, holding your applause. Congratulations to all our winners tonight.
Pat, I'm assuming your class is here, the class I spoke to last week? Yes. If they all want to stand up, I mean, I think when I was speaking to you, I told you all you would have an interesting. These are all the writers. You can all stand up. That's okay. Stretch your legs now. Trust me, you'll appreciate it. Welcome. I had the pleasure of speaking to him last week, and I said to them that this should be an interesting meeting. So I guess I came through with my promise, and we haven't even started yet. President Oakley, is there any other items?
No other items at this time.
All right, thank you. On the ordering of the agenda, what I'm going to do is item 12.9, which a majority of people are here to speak on. I'm going to move item 12.9 to follow item 9.1. That way it consolidates those items, which also allows all the speakers to talk, because some of you have put one down or the other, but I know you're all talking about the same subject matter. So on the reordering of the agenda, we will have item 12.9 following right behind item 9.1, which is the superintendent president comments. Is there anything else on ordering of the agenda? Did I miss colleagues? None? All right. Then at this time, this is the public comment period on agenda items. This is traditionally, it restricts people to 5 minutes per subject matter or a 30-minute limit. I have 14 speakers. What I'm going to ask if you can maintain a 3-minute limit. I'm going to go very quickly through these names. When you just come up, if you just identify yourself, your name, but these individuals wish to speak on this item, different terminologies, AB 955, intercession, and it doesn't have to be in this order, but if at least you could stand and queue up, I would appreciate it. And again, I'm going to do 3 minutes. My apologies right now. I'm going to probably wave to you about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. At 3 minutes, I'll verbally make a comment if you could please wrap up, and so we can all move forward. So these following people, if you could queue up, whoever wants to start, it's Nasser, if that's a B, B-A-I-Q, the spelling, Carlos Ramos, Lynn Shaw, Harry Weed, Velvet Pearson, Karen Roberts, Charlotte Joseph, Thomas Hamilton, Gregory Slaughter, Janae Hun, Marshall Bosowski, Catherine Jennings, Jessica, it's B-L-A-H-A-C-H-O, Bacho, Aaron Hardman, and Chris, if that's E-H-L-A-N-G. Anyway, if you could just, again, everyone give people the consideration on their comments. Again, if you could just introduce yourself with your name, and I can check that off. And again, 3 minutes, please, per speaker. Please.
Good evening, trustees. Sorry if I'm a little flustered here. It's been a pretty
Just
long week.
your name, please.
My name is Nasser J. Baig. I'm the governing board representative for the Associated Students of Solano Community College in Fairfield. We drove 7 hours today to be here at this meeting to support our fellow students at LPCC against AB 955. I hope this emphasizes how strongly community college students feel about this issue. I don't know if I can make any arguments at this time that you haven't heard before. I can only appeal to you as the custodians of this college. You are entrusted with advancing higher education in this community. And while AB 955 seems like a good idea, by providing students as an alternative path to graduation, it flies in the face of basic principles of the California Master Plan for Higher Education. The master plan was designed to provide an unbiased access to higher education with tiers based on merit, not on ability to pay, and resulted in an education system that is the envy of the world, studied and replicated all over the globe. And you've all benefited from it. Superintendent President Oakley, you're a graduate of UC Irvine. You're a longtime advocate for students. The Long Beach College Promise that you've been driving has reduced demand for remediation, it's increased student persistence rate, and it allows your district to educate more students for less money. You understand the barrier that finances can cause in the pursuit of education, and you fought against it. President Kellogg, you're a graduate of this community college. As a roughneck, you've literally worked your way from the ground up. You should have a special appreciation for the importance of accessible education because you've worked so hard for what you have. Vice President Clark, you're also a graduate of LBCC and a graduate of UC Berkeley. As president of the Community College League of California, you have a special obligation to your students. Trustee Bowen, you're a history major from UCLA and CSU Fullerton, and you teach social studies.
1 minute, please.
You should understand the ripple effect and the inherent discrimination that's present in this bill. Trustee Uranga, who's not present here, Chair of the American Community College Trustees and the first Latino to serve as such, he should understand that minorities like me need every advantage we can get. And Trustee Otto, as a graduate of Stanford, you're kind of a nerd. But as a lawyer, you should understand precedent and slippery slopes and the concept of stare decisis. A bill is never a bill, it's a gateway. And this is a dangerous slope. I beg you, listen to your student. You don't have to do this. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for coming down. I know that's not an easy drive. Name for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Carlos Ramos, and I teach sociology here at Long Beach City College, and I'm speaking in opposition to AB 955. Beyond the problems with the bill itself, which I'm sure others will get into in more detail, I'm deeply concerned about how the decision was made to place LBCC on the list of pilot colleges initially, and the decision to make LBCC a de facto sponsor of this legislation. As a faculty leader, I have come to understand the importance of our shared governance principles and collegial consultation practices. And these ideals and practices are not incidental to our college. They have been codified into our ed code and into our regulations because they are essential to what we do and what we are as a public institution of higher education. They reflect the best ideals of our democracy, ensuring that all constituent groups have a voice, an opportunity to discuss and deliberate, and to provide input, especially with decisions that will heavily impact professional and academic matters and our students' success. In this case, with regard to AB 955, this consultation simply did not occur. The decision to place LBCC on the list of pilot courses and to make LBCC a de facto sponsor of the bill appears to have been made by one person, without input from faculty, staff, students, and the larger community, your constituents. This board did not hold a vote on this matter. I know for a fact that the Academic Senate and Union were not consulted. And as far as I know, the ASB was not consulted. And I actually brought up this concern to Trustee Clark, and he told me that the trustees had received assurances from the president that participating in this experiment was in the best interest of the college. In an email message, President Oakley gave the faculty assurances that we would be given an opportunity to provide input after the passage of the bill, of course. And he also assured our low-income students that he would secure funding from outside foundations to help allay concerns about the considerable increase in fees. This, to me, represents a breakdown in our shared governance process. Regardless of intent, one single person should not be able to make a decision of such import for the entire college and the community. We as faculty, students, staff, and trustees should not accept assurances as a substitute for genuine consultation and collegial decision-making process, especially with decisions of this magnitude. Or if we do, we will have failed to uphold the shared governance principles and practices that define our college. Of the 6 original community colleges listed in the bill, 2 have been deemed ineligible. Another 2, Pasadena and Oxnard, after careful consideration, now officially oppose the bill. And at Crafton Hills College, the board has decided to consult with faculty and students before implementing the AB 55 two-tiered fee structure.
Please bring your comments to
Imagine
a
that.
close.
In light of the considerable problems inherent in AB 955 and the complete lack of collegial consultation in the decision to list LBCC as a participating institution, I urge this board to follow the lead of Pasadena City, Oxnard, and Crafton Hills and halt the implementation of this bill at Long Beach City College. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. Next speaker, please.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Lynn Shaw, and I'm the president of the Full-Time Faculty Union. I come before you tonight because students and faculty are opposed to the two-tiered tuition system. We, along with the Community College State Chancellor, have long opposed this bill. It is a privileged pathway of broken promises. I don't know how anyone can think that dramatically raising tuition is a way to create educational access for our students and our community. Implementation of a two-tiered structure will create a system of apartheid, one high-cost system for the rich and the regular low-cost system for everyone else. This is not a good solution to underfunding our educational system. It is a disaster that will further divide us and take us down a path of catering to only those who can afford an exorbitant tuition. Please keep the community in community college. Do not implement AB 955.
Thank you, Lynn.
Hi, Dr. Velvet Pearson. I'm a professor in the English department, and I apologize for repeating anything that someone has already said.
It's all right.
I urge the Board of Trustees not to approve the implementation of AB 955, the pilot two-tier tuition proposal recently signed by the governor. While it is true that 6 campuses are listed as participants in this pilot, 2 are disqualified because they have received stability adjustment, which is one of the eligibility requirements. 2 are choosing not to participate, as you heard from Carlos, and 1 is choosing to consult with faculty and students before implementing the pilot. And I'd really like to say that again. They are choosing to consult with faculty and students. It sounds like a nice place to work to me. The reality is that LBCC stands alone in this project, and I can't really call that much of a pilot, even if I agreed with this law, which I don't, and even if my department agreed with the pilot, which it doesn't. In addition, the public relations machine had led me to believe that AB 955 targets so-called high-demand classes. And in fact, I'd like to quote from President Oakley's letter of last Friday, which was published in the Long Beach Register. By signing AB 955, Governor Brown has opened access for students who have been patiently waiting for high-demand classes and will allow them to move through our college with more expediency. However, as I read through the bill today, it appears that this focus on high-demand classes is misleading. It is true that these classes are mentioned in Section 1, Number 11 of the bill's introduction as part of the rationale for the pilot, and I'll quote it again here. By providing additional opportunities for students to complete high-demand courses, spaces should be freed up in the state-supported courses offered during the regular session, increasing all students' ability to complete their education in a timely manner. But in fact, later on in the bill's text, item 5 of Article 2.3, which is the section that describes the characteristics of the program, it clearly states, quote, "The program shall apply to all courses leading to certificates, degrees, or transfer preparation." So which is it? Is it high demand, or is it all courses? It seems to be all courses when I read it, but if that's the case, isn't that a violation of the community college mission? Finally, the English department is in unanimous agreement that offering classes in 5 weeks is pedagogically unsound. So high demand or not, my department has no classes to offer during such a winter intersession. And further, the department disapproves, again unanimously, in a department meeting just held today, of creating any kind of two-tier tuition scheme. I ask the Board of Trustees to support our students and vote down this pilot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Karen Roberts, President of the Part-Time Faculty Union. As you have heard, faculty unions across the state, including ours, CTA and CCA, are opposed to AB 955 because it places undue burden on community college students. Yes, BOG waivers may ease some of that burden. Other sources of financial aid may also ease some of that burden. But the bottom line is that it will cost students substantially more than the $46 a unit they're already paying to take one of the courses designated under AB 955. Many of the students in my classes can't even afford my textbook, and I think other professors have had that same experience. So we should not be supporting actions that place greater financial burdens on these same students. Many students are already drowning in student debt. Many of our students are just at the beginning of that process. So let me give you some statistics. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, student loan debt has increased 500% between the years 2000 and 2013. It has jumped from $200 billion to $1.2 trillion nationally. Studies have shown that student debt reduces lifetime wealth. More than the national $1 trillion in total outstanding student debt puts an average debt load of $26,000 on individual graduates and adds up to $890,000 in lost retirement savings and home equity over a lifetime, and $4 trillion in lost national wealth. Community college are supposed to level the playing field for all students. The mission of this college is not about wealthy students who can afford to pay. LBCC leadership needs to reimagine the community college. Public education is necessary for a functioning democracy and economy. Public education should not become a private burden with high costs that are shifted onto our individual students. We should help our students have financial mobility once they graduate, not financial nightmares.
Thank you, Karen. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Gregory Slaughter. I oppose the implementation of AB 955. The implementation of this program is ignoring the wishes of our students, faculty, classified staff, as well as the overwhelming majority of our community. Our superintendent has used our veterans as a defense for the recipients of this program. If you take a look at the GI Bill, the first part is that for the post-9/11 veterans of the GI Bill, it pays all tuition and fee payments for in-state students. The implementation of this program simply raises their tuition, and it passes on this load to our taxpayers and adds to our national debt. If you look at Part 2 of this, the Montgomery GI Bill, which covers our reservists, who more and more are being called to action and duty in this country for serving over 30 days, they're on a fixed income level for the GI Bill. This will dramatically hurt them. I am a veteran. I served during wartime, and I used the GI Bill to attain my degrees. We cannot go forward with this and just simply pass the bucks on to our taxpayers. Listen to the community and stop the implementation of this program at Long Beach City College. It's been opposed by every community college faculty group in the state of California. It's been opposed by the Chancellor's office, and it's been opposed by every single student associated government group that has gone on record. Listen to the community and stop this program.
Thank you.
My name is Harry Weed. I'm the judge advocate of the Long Beach chapter of Disabled American Veterans. About the time the bill, AB 955 was sent to the governor's office, I was shown a letter on your school stationery that indicated support for that particular legislation. I wondered whether that was an appropriate way to spend taxpayer money, taking a political position like that, but I figured that was sort of your business, maybe not mine. But I also noticed in the letter that it claimed veteran support for that legislation, and that was my business, because it had not been submitted to the veterans organization. We had not had an opportunity to consider it, and had we considered it, we would have urged the governor to veto it, and we certainly urge you not to participate in it. We think it is unfair. I think it's disrespectful of veterans to do this, having claimed we supported it when we didn't. And I think certainly unfair to the poor students of Long Beach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Marshall Blasowski. I'm a retired USC professor, and also I taught here as an adjunct faculty for 2 years. I'm just glad that there was some coverage today in the press telegram. I hope that that has brought some people out. You know, students have held protests, they've lobbied the legislature and the governor. The faculty senate has opposed AB 955. The chancellor of the community college system opposes AB 955. This bad legislation hurts students and the community. Long Beach City College promotes equitable student learning and achievement. Of course, some of that equitable student learning has already been discontinued by the 11 programs that were discontinued the beginning of this year. Now, I taught a course called Allied Health 61, Introduction to Healthcare. It was basically a bottleneck course. Students had to pass this course to get into the radiology technician program. Implementing AB 955 is a blow against equitable student learning. The well-off students, those who have access to resources and credit, will be able to jump the line and get courses they need to graduate or to enter programs like the radiology technician program. The poorer students with fewer resources will have to wait or defer their education. The Board of Trustees, by voting to implement this program, will be taking a position that hurts the students of Long Beach City College. This also shows disregard for those thousands of parents who see Long Beach City College as a place that their children can get a chance to become productive members of society with a decent future ahead of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
My name is Erin Hardiman, and I'm currently a student here at Long Beach City College. I just came from class, as a matter of fact. This is my first semester here. I actually just came. Last semester, I was attending Pasadena City College, and now I'm wondering if I made a mistake. Pasadena City College decided that they did not want to participate in this pilot program, and I'm really hoping that Long Beach City College decides the same thing. I believe that it's the duty of, the president and the board of trustees to do what's best for the community, to do what's best for the students. The students were not talked to, they were not communicated with about this pilot program, neither were the teachers, the faculty, and we would like an input. Community college is about the community. I'm now a part of the Long Beach community, and I'm really saddened that this two-tier education system gives a better opportunity to those who have better resources, more finances. If that's the case, I could have just paid to go to a private university straight out the bat out of college, out of high school, but I had a single mom and I just tried to make it. I actually went to the workforce and I'm coming back to college, and I'm really excited about education this time. I really am. And I want to go to winter intercession because I want to be able to take classes. I want to make more money in order to support my family, to stimulate the economy, and to make my community better. And I'm really hoping that you guys just take time to think about the students. I really don't think that it's fair that for the same classes you charge non-student, in-student fees for, these same classes, not more difficult classes, not better classes, it's the same education but different prices. I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. And hopefully you guys will agree and not let this pilot program continue, because I'm really hoping I didn't make a mistake. I want to be here at Long Beach City College, and I hope I can stay here and come to winter session. Thank you.
Thank you. Before the next speaker, I'm looking, that's okay, you can come to the podium. I'm seeing 4 people. I also have Charlotte Joseph, who now I do see. Is there anyone else that wanted to speak to this item? If you can just stand up over there then. And you took out one of these cards? Okay. I just want to make sure they weren't lining up. So go ahead and line up there behind Charlotte Joseph. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Name for the record, please.
Good evening. My name is Chris Ailing. I'm also a student here. Aaron and I are in the same class, even though I don't really know her that well. We just found out about this meeting, and I don't want to mince words. I don't want to beat a dead horse, and I don't have a lot of prepared statements. But honestly, this bill really disgusts me. I mean, and that's not hyperbole. I'm not trying to say that to evoke some emotional response. It literally turns my stomach that you're pricing people out of education, and you're making the decision to do it. And I'm getting emotional now thinking about it. And it flies in the face of exactly what this institution is here to do. It's here to serve the community, and it's here to give people an outlet to better their lives and to make themselves something that they're not and they want to be. And I don't want, when I transfer to a 4-year institution, I apologize. I don't want to look back at my time at LBCC as a burden or a roadblock or a hurdle, something I had to overcome, an obstacle in my education. I want to see it as a stepping stone. I want to see it as something that helped me get where I want to go. And I too am a veteran, and again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I'll tell you, you don't have this veteran support, you don't have this student support, you don't have this faculty support, and you don't have this community support to do this community. It is unfair, and it is wrong. I apologize. I honestly hope that how much this is affecting me affects you people. And I really hope that you take this opportunity. It's too late for you to be the first ones to say no to this. But you don't have to be the first ones to say yes to it. Santa Monica turned it down. Every other pilot program that's been addressed, that's been approached by this, is looking at it at least questionably, if not completely disregarding it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's just wrong. And I think you all know that it's just wrong. And I think that when you go home tonight, you need to look in the mirror real long and hard and think about the great accomplishments and acknowledgments that have been put forth to this board today, and also think about how this is going to sit in your stomach, and the fact that you're making public education a for-profit business, and that's just wrong.
Thank you, Chris. Next speaker, please.
Good evening. My name is Jessica Bracho. I'm a student here at LBCC, and I'm happy to say I hope to graduate at the end of this year. It hasn't been a difficult road going to school in Long Beach. We're a city that is very progressive. We passed Prop 30 in the state of California. We fought for Measure N in Long Beach to the living wage. This is a city that is proud to stand for equality. And we are lawmakers and policymakers that are at the forefront of innovation. And I would like to think of Long Beach as a model for the rest of the nation and for other nations around the world, to say that Long Beach is doing something really great. They really care about the people living in Long Beach. And a lot of the people living in Long Beach happen to be students. We're here at this college to make better lives for ourselves and to be contributing members of the community. A lot of single parents, mothers and fathers, a lot of returning students, a lot of students with families that are, struggling to get by on low wages, and so they come to school and they hope that they can afford it, and they hope that it pans out, and they hope that it's a worthy investment. And I really worry that this is not a step towards that. This is not a policy that will help your students at Long Beach City College. I've met a lot of people who have difficult financial situations. Some of us have mentioned that they can't pay for their textbooks, they can't pay for food. I hope that as the governing body of this school, you take that into consideration and do everything that you can to help the students at Long Beach City College who are really trying, who are here because they care, and who want to be a part of this wonderful, progressive city of a college. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica.